What is up, everyone? Welcome to a Borderlands 3 video. In this video, I'm going to be going over a build I worked on recently. So this build is for any FL4K players, anyone who plays FL4K. I tried making my own, I made my own build, I got to level 50 originally, and later on, I saw a radiation FL4K build that I really liked, and I tried to do it, but it just wasn't my style. I didn't have enough health from the shield that they had, and it just wasn't really for me. So I went and found, I respect my skill points, and I made my own. So in this one, it's all about regen FL4K. FL4K is just going to be constantly regenning health, a lot of shield, and doing his best, just amazing survivability to where you're going to be the one that's always up and running. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get right into what actually you need for this build. So first off, we're going to start with the weapons. Some of these are just optional. It's not really, you don't really need them, but these are just like my preferences. I have the unlimited supercharged sure shot. So I have this weapon as a TD or chuck kind of addition to this build because first of all, you're going to have the transformer shield. We'll get to that in a minute. And whenever you're taking these and you're shooting them and throwing them on the ground, you are constantly healing yourself. So this right here is going to be a huge add-on to this build because anytime you have 0 shield, you're just going to take this, shoot it once, chuck it at your feet, and you've instantly got all of your shield. Next up is the Alchemist. I use the double penetrating pent up Alchemist for all of its additions on there. And the Alchemist is, whenever you shoot it, you should know this by now, whenever you shoot the Alchemist, you take electric damage. But since you're wearing a transformer shield, it will just, instead, it'll recharge a bit of your shield every single time you pull that trigger. So you're constantly regenerating shield while using this gun. It does a lot of damage as well whenever you use it on enemies with shield and they have health after. You can take out a lot of them just by shooting those explosive barrels and then letting them go. So it's definitely good for like damage and shield regen. Next is the Eviscerating Macking Kibsworth. Now, I haven't gotten it yet, but what I'm wanting is a shock and corrosion variant. But the cryo and radiation is very good as well. Cryo to freeze them and use the radiation to kind of just radiate them out. If you don't know what this does, whenever you kill an enemy with basic bullet damage, not any like effect over time damage, it'll put a healing aura on the ground once every 10 seconds. But it'll put a healing aura on the ground that gives you a lot of health. So simply you just gotta take this out, kill some people with it, and then you can just stand in that circle and heal along with using your ultimate. We'll get to the ultimate and its healing properties and all that in a minute. Last, I have the Binary Macking Cutsman. I normally I just have it for the raid. Wasn't 100% sure as to what to put there. You can put a sniper if you'd like. There's a shotgun you can use as well to regen. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that I can show you that I put there. But right now I have the Binary Macking Cutsman. I'll sometimes trade it out for a redistributor because just like the corrosion on it really helps with the raid that's going on right now. I have a Fire Cutsman just in case I ever need that. I have a Vicious Lyuda if I need a sniper, and then I've got a Shrieking Devil. The Shrieking Devil is really good if you don't have this supercharged sure shot, because what you can do with it is you can just shoot it once or you can charge it. And what this short shot does, what the Shrieking Devil does, is when you shoot it on the ground, as you saw, it does an area of effect damage. So whenever you do that, you're damaging yourself with shock damage, therefore healing yourself with more shield. So it's definitely a good one to have if you don't have the sure shot. You can kind of just replace it there and choose it as you need it. Alright. So next is the shield. What you need is the transformer. You 100% need this shield if you want this build to kind of work out, mainly because of the sure shot and the Shrieking Devil, and the Alchemist as well. You can't use the Alchemist without taking damage unless you're using this transformer. So this converts 100% of shock damage into shield, and the extra part is like 40% chance to absorb bullets, adding them into your ammo count. So it's really helpful in terms of keeping up your ammo as well as, you know, just taking all that shock damage, because there's a shock pool or something, you can just heal yourself in it. It's definitely a lot of help. Next, we have the prized Red Fang. This is really helpful in terms of getting enemies' attention away from you. It's while Gamma Burst is active, Flax Pet taunts all enemies. This is helpful because, like, while you put down your Gamma Burst, you can sit there and heal in it while your pet's someone that's being attacked. You can focus using the Sure Shot to heal shield, just really whatever you need. Next, I have a Sticky Frag Grenade, a shock. So basically, this is just if you get close quarters, you can throw this on there. It's plus 25% damage to a stuck target. So whenever it does explode, you're doing a lot of damage to them, and you're also healing yourself in the process if you're close enough to it. And then last of all, the Unyielding Snowdrift. So this one, you're going to want the plus 40% down for your fight for your life downtime, mainly because whenever you are downed, you want to throw down your Gamma Burst before you go down if it's there, and you want to be able to stay up for as long as possible so that your pet can, you know, come and revive you. So this is definitely helpful in that situation. If you go, just in case you do go down, you'll be up for a lot longer so your pet can make it to you. What this thing does as well is while you slide a lot further than you normally would. It also launches a snowball. I don't know if it'll go now, but it'll launch like that. If you barely saw it, it'll launch a snowball every now and then that will do damage to enemies around you, like that. Do damage to enemies around you, cryo damage. But it's really helpful for if you have a big group of enemies following you. You can just slide away from them and then switch to your Sure Shot and heal. That's just kind of the tactics for this. But those are all the weapons, shields, all that you'll really need for this. Next up is going to be the skill tree. So I go into the Stalker skill tree and the Master skill tree. The main one you want to focus on is for healing will be the Stalker. We're going to go to the Masters first. So first you want to put 5 points into Ferocity. This is going to increase the damage that your pet deals. So the reason you want this is because you're going to have your pet out a lot. You might as well have him helping you out anyways. So putting all of this into there kind of really helps with getting your pet to clear some stuff off the field while he's out there. It's a good way to get your pet to really help out while you're sitting there taking people from far away or focusing on healing. Your pet's kind of just helping do the work for you. Who rescued who? You need to put 5 points into that. Whenever your pet deals damage, you will regenerate health for a few seconds, and whenever you do damage to an enemy, your pet's going to start restoring damage of their own. This is really helpful because all you have to do is keep shooting enemies and your pet will almost never die. This is very helpful in situations where you've got, like, I don't know, a big boss or something, your pet's going up there. Now for Wotan, whenever he's going up to it, he instantly dies. But for other enemies, if there's like a big group of enemies focused on your pet, that's really good because you can sit back there with the Alchemist and keep shooting them with explosive damage. Your pet takes a lot of that health, regens all the way, and then he keeps attacking them. So it's definitely helpful in that case. You want to get all 3 points into He Bites. Whenever your pet takes damage, the pet returns some of that damage to the attacker. So this kind of goes on to the fact of pet damage. You really want your pet, he's already out there, you want him to be able to just help out with fighting and all that. So we went ahead and put some points into that. Psycho Head on a Stick. Whenever Flak kills an enemy, their pet gains increased movement speed and damage for 3 seconds. This is also with the damage from earlier that we were talking about. This is very helpful as well for the movement speed so that your pet can kind of cover ground to, you know, get to you if you're downed. Which, I mean, if you kill an enemy, you're going to obviously second wind. But like just to get from enemy to enemies to make it a little bit easier for your pet to start killing enemies. You want to put all 3 points into Hive Mind. Whenever you take damage, a portion of that is shared to your pet. So because of who rescued who, your pet's going to be getting a lot of health if you use the Alchemist. The Alchemist does a lot of damage and it heals your pet for a lot. So since your pet's already taken a lot of that damage, go ahead and put all 3 points out of here so that you're not taking as much. Whenever Flak's pet is low at health, it gains damage reduction and regeneration health. So even if your pet does get low and it needs healing, it's going to start healing on its own and it's going to gain damage reduction while you are going to heal it. It's also going to have this damage shared to your pet, and you're also gonna have regen for that. So it's like your pet is gonna take a lot of damage, but it's gonna be regening quite a lot of the time. Normally when I'm playing, I have constant regen marks above my pet of about 242, and that's like going really quick. It's just like that. It's really quick. Next, you put all 5 points in Barbaric Yop. Pet bonus is plus 200%. This is just helpful for whenever your pet damages an enemy. It'll heal back onto you and give you a lot more health. Next, you put all 3 points into Pack Tactics. All damage dealt by Flak and their pet is increased. Additionally, the maximum health of both of them is increased. So this is going to increase your survivability a lot, but it's also going to increase a lot of your damage as well, and that's kind of what you want. You want high damage and high health. Last of all, put 1 point into Dominance. You could put this point somewhere else if you really want, but I do it more as a helpful thing. So like while your pet is being focused on, you could just hit an enemy and get them to help you kill some other people. It's kind of just a preference as what you want Dominance. If you don't want to put it into Dominance, I recommend putting it into Shared Spirit, and 50% of that of the damage you take when you're at low health is just going to go straight to your pet instead. Since you're already getting that massive regen from all of this already, it wouldn't be much of a difference. So really, you could go ahead and do that if you don't want to put Dominance on it. That would probably be a good thing. Now, what you want to equip is Gamma Burst. Gamma Burst is going to be your main thing in this. What Gamma Burst does is it creates a rift at a target location, teleporting your pet to it. It'll start doing radiation damage to enemies. Your pet becomes irradiated. He does radiation damage when he attacks. And while your Gamma Burst is active, when your pet is downed or dead, it will revive the pet at the target location with 30% of its health. So if your pet's already dead or downed, it'll revive it wherever you really put it at, but will double the action skill cooldown time. What you want to equip is the Great Horn Skag. I do this for the plus 15 damage and then the plus 30% gun damage. I feel that's really helpful for using the Alchemist and all these other guns that we got to use, the Sure Shot as well as the Kid's Worth. Like that, it's really helpful with the damage boost and gun damage. The two action skill augments I have Endurance, so whenever it kills an enemy, it'll extend the duration of this thing by 3 seconds, and you'll also get plus 10% pet damage per kill, so it's definitely helpful. The other action skill I have is Burst Aid, and basically whenever you do that, it gives you like plus 20% of max health per second. This is where a lot of your health regen comes from, and so you really want to be using this like as much as you can, even if you like aren't low. I mainly use this as a way to kind of stop, turn around, and kill whatever enemies I'm fighting, or just like if there's someone with a lot of health and they're doing a lot of damage, I'll throw that down to kill them. As well, you can throw this down and be able to have your pet revive you as well, because your pet's constantly going to regen health from this as well. So it's really just a multitude of things that I use this for. Next, we have the Stalker skill tree. So first you want to put all 5 points into the self-repairing system. The reason you do this is because of the health regen, 1.5% of max health per second, but you also get your max health increased by 30%. So this gives you a lot of health to deal with and to use to your advantage. Next, you want to get Eager to Impress. This is a kill skill. Whenever Flat kills an enemy, your action skill cooldown time is reduced. And whenever your pet kills an enemy, your action skill cooldown time is reduced even more, and attack command's cooldown is refreshed. So really, this really helps out with, because your pet's already doing a massive amount of damage. So whenever your pet does kill an enemy with that, it'll help regen your action skill cooldown time a lot quicker, letting you be able to throw that Gamma Burst back onto the field as soon as you can. Next, you want to get all my BFFs. Your allies share a portion of Flak's total health regeneration, and your pet shares twice the amount of health regen. So even if you don't really play with your friends and you don't care about the portion of your total health regen, this is good for your pet, because while you're standing next to that aura that's healing you 20% of your HP per second, your pet is getting double that. So your pet's getting 40% of his HP per second, but he's also getting all of the health that you're gaining naturally from this. He's getting double of that, He's getting double of the health that you were, that just basically you're getting. So if your pet is dealing damage to an enemy and giving you health, your pet is receiving double of that to himself. So basically every time your pet attacks, he gets double of whatever he's giving you. So that's definitely a help to that. Next, you're going to get Lick the Wounds. When Flak is in fight for your life, their pet will attempt to revive them. If it does, it gains increased damage for a short time. So this is, of course, helpful to the damage as well, but it's also helpful for you as a player. So Flak, I guarantee you will go down every now and then. This is just helpful to ensure that you can get back up and keep going. This really is a tank Flak. He takes a lot of damage before going down, but it's still good to have this just in case. Next, you want to put all points in turn, tail, and run. While moving, Flak constantly regenerates health and gains damage reduction, and when you're still, you gain gun damage and fire rate. So this is really good as well, is if you constantly are moving, you're going to constantly be regenerating health, and you're going to take damage reduction. So you're not going to take as much damage, and you're going to start regenerating health. And if you really need it, you can stand still, and you'll gain increased fire rate and gun damage. And your gun damage is like plus 25%, so that's a decent bit, plus 30% on the other skill tree. Next, you want to get the Fast and the Furious. While above half health, Flak's gun damage and movement speed are increased, and their pet gains increased damage. So this is, of course, more gun damage for you, more pet damage for your pet, and then you just get movement speed as well, which kind of helps onto the sliding item I showed you earlier, which really just helps you all escape any kind of situations. The last one you put it into is Rage and Recover. After killing an enemy, Flak and Flak's pet regenerate health for a few seconds. So if you wanted to, instead in this skill tree, not use Dominance and you don't want to use Shared Spirit, you can just come and put another point in Rage and Recover. And after killing an enemy, Flak and your pet are going to regenerate for a second. So every time you kill an enemy, all the damage you did to it is going to heal your pet. All the damage your pet did to it is going to heal you, which is going to, again, heal your pet double. You're then going to also gain health for killing the enemy, and you're going to already have your constant health regen from earlier. It stacks and stacks and stacks what kind of health regen you can get from this. That's what I really like about this build. It's just constant health regen. That's all this build is. So we're going to go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Maliwan raid, and I'm just going to go through the very, very beginning of it. I'm not going to go deep in, but I'll show you guys basically what this build is all. Alright, so we're back. This is the Maliwan. We're at the very beginning of the raid. Essentially, you want to use the Alchemist, like I said, for these long range ones. You shoot it out, and it does a lot of damage to these people. But if you watch, I'll let an enemy hit me. Alright, every time you shoot it, if you look at my shield, you're constantly regenerating shield. So that's definitely one addition to it. As well is if you're taking damage, we're going to use the short shot. Damage me. We can go and, if they can hit me, break my shield. So as it's getting low, all you gotta do is throw this, and you're back at 12,000 health. Simple as that. So if you just let these guys hit me, reload, I'm back at 12,000. This also does a lot of damage as well, so it's good for damage. Killing an enemy with the Kid's Worth. So go in here. If you kill him, you see how he dropped an aura. You can stand in this and watch my health regen. It just soars. That's another good one as well. Alright. I normally just use this for these guys right here. Yeah. But then as well, the last thing you have is your health regen, which when you throw down, it will heal a good portion of your health. Which this actually, the Alchemist does a lot of damage right here. So if you just watch my health bar while I'm getting attacked, my health will definitely wager, but this health regen right here will constantly recover it. So I'll constantly have a good source of health to go with, and it's just really helpful for staying alive. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, comment what you think you should add to this build / take away, any guns you'd recommend, any skills you'd recommend. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.